Hello again, this is Heretic Prince. Just a few days ago, I put out a video congratulating the Helldivers on pushing back Sony. Luckily, the commentators there were kind enough to explain to me that I was declaring victory way too early. It turns out that the game is still delisted in 177 countries. And so this leads to suspicions that Sony's going to try it again. And what's worse is that we don't know if Arrowhead is pushing for or against this, really. And I have to be honest with myself that I am a bit biased in favor of Arrowhead. This is because I desperately want to believe that a developer is on the gamer's side. So I came across this article by The Gamer stating Helldivers2 delisting reportedly ordered by Sony. Now, sorry, spoilers, TLDR. In spite of the title, I'm not sure I'm seeing anything that's concrete that it was absolutely 100% Sony, or if both Arrowhead and Sony are planning on doing this. Luckily for me, I get comments in my videos that are updating me on information, and I'm very grateful for those. And so still, continue to correct me. I welcome it. See, I like the text underneath. Even though the title is very definitive, saying reportedly ordered by Sony, but then they say here, Steam support seemingly says that it was Sony's decision to delist Helldivers 2 in certain countries. Helldivers 2 being delisted was ordered by Sony according to a leaked message from Steam support. This comes after Helldivers 2 was delisted in more than 150 countries over its proposed PSN requirements, and is still restricted in several regions after the decision was reversed. You see, now, once again, this is another level of vagary that we can't confirm. It was leaked. That's far from an official statement. While Steam has not confirmed this publicly, Reddit user Hellduke says that it was mentioned in a message from Steam support. Here, Steam says that Helldivers 2 being restricted in countries without PSN access was decided by the publisher, not the storefront. If this message is legitimate, it confirms what many in the community suspected, as Steam and developer Arrowhead are caught in the middle of this controversy. Now, unfortunately, the Reddit post itself was deleted, but the comments are still there, and I guess this is what they're referring to. Now, in this part of the post here, Steam had said, this information is all we have right now, and we can't tell when the game might be made available in those countries. You might consider getting in touch with the game's publisher to ask more details about it or share your feedback with them. Now, they do specifically mention the publisher, not the developer. But again, sometimes these words are used interchangeably. I wouldn't call this a confirmation that it was Sony, but I would start leaning that way. Now, just to throw this in here, Forbes also reported it in their headline, Sony stopped selling Helldivers 2 in 177 regions, Arrowhead scrambling. Now, skimming through this article, I don't find anything that from Sony stating, yes, we stopped that from happening. Probably be foolish on Sony's behalf to just straight up say that they did that. But Forbes, either they know it was Sony or they have heavily assumed it, because through the whole article they say Sony did this. It says here, the Gamer has reached out to Valve for clarification and will update this report with it. I'll have to keep an eye out for that. Now, as I brought up before, my premature video where I mistakenly declared victory, here's something else that made people very suspicious, that the war's not over. Following pushbacks from fans, including a whole lot of review bombing, Sony reversed the decision. However, it was noted yesterday that Helldivers 2 is now restricted in Estonia, Lithuania, and Latvia. It's unclear when Helldivers 2 will once again be available in all countries. The fact that countries were added to the list of regions that can no longer access the game or no longer buy the game. The fact that they're still taking action in that regard rightfully makes gamers suspicious that something's still going on. And now just a little bit more that makes people think that the PSN is still going to be mandated eventually for Helldivers. Despite the move being reversed for Helldivers 2, Sony is going ahead with PSN requirements in the upcoming Ghost of Tsushima, Director's Cut. This will only be mandatory in the multiplayer mode, but the restriction is enough to get the game delisted in areas that don't have PSN. Players in these regions are receiving automatic refunds. Now, I see people asking, why is this a big deal to have the PSN? Why are people flipping out about it? Why do you care? 21 Kiloton came out with a video that isn't directly related to this, but covers a little bit as to why PlayStation might be doing this. In this video where he says Gamergate 2, Games as Propaganda is the New Paradigm Part 1, he talks in depth about monetization and control. And unless you've been hiding underneath a rock, you can tell that there's a certain agenda out there that really wants to control people's behaviors, what they say. Not only tell them what they can't say, but telling them what they must say. Silence is violence, after all. So by creating a PSN and linking it to your Steam account, well, now PlayStation has some authority in what you're playing, not even on their platform. You do or say something that they don't like, they can shut that shit down. Guess what? This game that you may have pumped $40, $60, $80, $100 in because you can buy super credits, suddenly you can't get to anymore. And some people might say, oh, they can't do that. They might not be able to do it yet, but I'm pretty sure that they can already. I'm a PC player for a big part because I want to get away from the control that consoles have. Anyway, I just watched his video, 21 Kiloton. He goes in depth, very smart guy. I suggest listening to him because his videos are long, but they're entertaining the whole way through and very informative. As always, thank you very much for listening and letting me share my thoughts with you. And again, I so much appreciate the comments you folks leave. As I said at the beginning, I'm reiterating it now. If I'm getting something wrong, please tell me. You guys have been a great source of information for me. I don't always get things right, but I want people to hear my voice. When they hear my voice, they know I'm at least being authentic. Thank you so much again. This is Heretic Prince, signing out.